Hi guys, it's SkintBoot here, and today what I'm going to be bringing you guys is a list of my favourite No Man's Sky mods. Now, it's come to my attention recently that a lot of people have been asking what mods I use to make my background footage look the way it is. And instead of just taking 10 minutes to type out each of the mods in detail for every single person, I thought it would just be a much better idea to dedicate a whole video to the mods which I use. In this video, I'll be covering what mods I use, where you can download them from, and what they change in the game. So just a quick note before we begin, all of these mods can be downloaded off a website called No Man's Sky Mods. Now, you do need an account to download them, or you can just sign in with Steam. It's a lot easier. That's what I do, to be honest with you. But this website is definitely the best source of mods for No Man's Sky. A lot of people might bring up Nexus, which is also another decent option, but really for No Man's Sky it lacks a bit, as quite a lot of the mods are old and haven't been updated. So it's up to you if you want to play around with incompatible mods. It might fuck your game up, I don't know, it's kind of up to you. But yeah, No Man's Sky Mods is probably the best website for this. A link to it will be in the description down below for you to check it out, and you can also have a browse and everything. It was the one I used for the Just Cause 2 mod tutorial like fucking ages ago, but probably no one remembers that. Anyway, with that out of the way, sit back and relax. Let's get started with the video. So when making this list, I thought it would probably make the most sense to begin with the biggest mods, or the ones that are kind of most noticeable. And in the case of my game, this mod is easily a mod called Better Environments. This has been a long running mod since the early days of the game's release, and there was a mod prior to this called Extreme Terrain, which is kind of like the first edition of this. Better Environments, however, is a more up-to-date modern mod that takes the original and just tones down the generation so it isn't so over the top. Also, Extreme Terrain hasn't been updated in a long ass time, so it probably won't work with newer versions of the game, but you can try and break it if you want. Better Environments pretty much does what the name suggests, so it drastically improves the landscapes on planets. A long running issue with No Man's Sky has been the generation of planets, how the planets look and feel. The vanilla version of No Man's Sky has a decent amount of variety, but it's nothing so out of control that things look significantly different. It's almost as if the game kind of restricts itself on the procedural generation, so it can't go mad. It's almost like it's kind of holding itself back from its full potential. But this mod, as stated before, removes this so-called restriction. It aims to make planets feel different, to see huge mountains and steep cliffs, which just wouldn't be seen otherwise. And it successfully makes the player step back and just gaze in amazement at how impressive the planetary features are. It's truly amazing and is a mod that just cannot be overlooked. It is 100% a must-have for any No Man's Sky player. Next up, we have a bit more of a subtle mod, but one that still contributes to the overall feel of the game, and that is a small mod called Crescent Worlds. This mod does one and only one simple thing. It adds shading to distant planets. The best way to describe this mod, other than me showing you a little bit of gameplay, is when you see a half moon, as we call it, at night. A portion of the distant moon is hidden. It's rare that we always see a full moon. But for some reason in No Man's Sky, there is no planet shading by default, which is really strange. Basically, it just means that without this mod, planets in the distance will always be full. They will never have any kind of darkness to them. But thankfully, this mod adds this missing addition to make the overall feel of the game just that bit more close to real life. Also, the mod makes screenshots much more interesting and artistic. So if you're one of those photo whores who constantly post on Reddit, then this mod will most likely moisten your pants. It's a small change, but one that should not be overlooked. Next up, we have a mod called Realistic Plant Tree Sizes. Now, this mod is a bit similar to a other mod called Bigger Things, which essentially made all of the planetary features like rocks, trees, anything like that a lot bigger, a lot more out of control, a lot more intimidating to look at. Now, this mod, like how Better Environments is a modification of Extreme Terrain, just aims to do the same thing but to a lesser extent, so they're not so overpowering and so big. As the name suggests, this is supposed to be realistic, so things are bigger, but they're not out of control. They look kind of believable and not ridiculously fucking oversized. So really, there's not much to talk about with this mod. It just makes trees bigger, but it doesn't make them too big. That's it, to be honest with you. There's not much else I can say. It's a good mod, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to fucking say. It's trees. Trees are boring as hell. But yeah, pretty much, if you're upset because trees are too small or trees are too big with bigger things or what have you, then this mod's the kind of little in between which you might like. But yeah, it's a good mod. It does what it's supposed to do, and again, it just adds to the overall feeling of planets, making things feel that bit more intimidating and less like you're the king of the universe. And the last mod which I want to talk about for No Man's Sky is a mod called E3 Overhaul. Now, this is almost like a collection of loads and loads of different things. You know how you have like bundles of mod packs for Skyrim, and you do even have some for No Man's Sky as well. This is a bit similar to it, but instead of it being taken from other people, this is like one bloke that's done it. All of it is his work. It's quite impressive, to be honest with you. Now, this is the mod that makes your game look pretty. The amount of comments I've had that said your game looks amazing, it looks fit as hell, mine looks nothing like that, that is because of this mod. Now, I'm not sure exactly how it does it, to be honest with you. All I know is that it improves textures, makes them more high quality. It also touches up lighting and various other UI changes that bring back, say, like pre-release E3 UI elements, and it just kind of, in some sort of way, makes the game a bit closer to pre-release footage. In terms of graphics, with textures and lighting, it most definitely does achieve this. The game looks so goddamn sexy, and this mod alone pretty much makes your game look tasty as fuck. Now, a lot of you may be wondering how this impacts FPS. To be honest with you, I don't think it does. At least with me, it doesn't impact me that much. When you're not recording, it's absolutely fine. You get a decent FPS, at least with me, and I have a fairly budget CPU, and it runs fine. I don't think there's really any difference to the vanilla version. So in terms of that, there really isn't a reason not to get it. If you're getting the same performance and it looks sexy, as in like sexy with a capital S. Oh, that was fucking horrible. Okay, then you might as well just go for it, to be honest with you. So yeah, 100% go for this mod. Easily just makes the game so different. Not only does it feel different, it looks different. It almost looks close to what they were showing off. Of course, not that sexy because the terrain is still shit, but we're getting there. We're getting closer. So that is the end of the video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. As always, if you did enjoy, then please do feel free to leave a like on the video. If you guys could also drop a comment on your favorite mods for No Man's Sky, or perhaps mods which you would recommend me trying, then please do feel free to let me know. And as always, I will see you guys on my next video. This is SkintBoot, signing out.